Hello. Am I live? Who knows? Feels like it. I feel like I'm pulling up my little YouTube studio thing on the side here so I can see what y'all are saying. All right. Chat up. Welcome. Here we are back again in ComfyUI. Been a lot of really cool stuff come out this week. I wanted to touch on it. Try out some workflows, rebuild some workflows that I've seen on Twitter from CoffeeVectors and Toy XYZ. The first one being, doing video to video with the LCM model, which is really fast, really quick iteration on that. And then using ControlNet to sort of guide where it goes. And then after that, we're going to try out the Toy XYZ workflow, where you can actually mask stuff out of... oops, dragged the wrong window. Sorry. Here we go. So you see these crazy ghost people are masked out of existing footage. So we've only replaced the things we wanted to replace using masks. So we'll go over how that all works. It's kind of a complicated workflow. So what I'm going to do with that one is probably rebuild it. Like I'll put it off to the side and then we'll rebuild it and talk through how it all works so that it makes more sense than this giant grid of crazy nodes. It looks scary, but it's not that scary. And then when you've built something like this, you can grab like sections of it and copy them into your node templates, and then you can use them in other node setups. You know, so like it's good to get into the guts of these, I think. So yeah, we're gonna start with the slightly simpler one without the masking. Let me see if I have the project for that still. Yes, this is it. Yeah, I know. It's crazy looking. However, it's very cool and very powerful. So let's talk it through. Let's look at all this stuff and we'll talk about what it all does and how it affects the end result. Let's start. We have an input video, and for this we're using a movie from the 20s that is public domain. I've been persuaded by a good friend of mine to try to just stick to public domain footage when it comes to, you know, doing these type of workflow videos and tutorials and Twitter posts and stuff, because maybe it alienates Hollywood and stuff if you start, you know, touching up footage that's only made in the last 20 or 30 years. I kind of feel that's probably a cool way to move forward anyway. So yeah, for most of my videos going forward, I'll be playing with public domain footage and stuff that we have unrestricted access to for playing with. Yeah. So yeah, let's go with this old footage. It's pretty cool. We got lots of flicker and lots of old-timey problems. But see how they affect the end result. So what we do there is we grab this footage and we upscale it and we send it into our ControlNet preprocessors. And for this, I'm using realistic line art, normal map, and DW pose estimation. So we're getting the pose, we're getting the line art, the drawing of the outlines of her face, and we're getting the normal map, which is sort of figuring out where it is in space, like as a 3D texture. The normal map isn't amazing, but it helps. So yeah, that's what these three ControlNet stacks are. We're processing the footage here, and then we're loading the ControlNet models, and we're applying them here on each sort of stack. So this stack is line art, this stack is normal, and this stack is pose estimation, DW pose. We combine them all into videos, and then we use those videos to control the the image inputs for the ControlNet. Run that all through the K sampler and spit it back out. But the trick, the cool trick is we are actually encoding into the VAE space. So normally you would take a VAE that's empty, right? And then you would fill it with dream information. But in this case, we're actually using the input footage frame by frame as the basis for the animation. So each frame is actually using the frame from the animation, the input footage, as the basis to dream on top of. So it's like a really quick and dirty image to image. And if you want, you can actually blur before it goes in here. You can blur it with one of the image blur nodes, and then that's kind of like a denoiser. You can use different blur nodes, different methods of denoising to sort of blur that image a bit and get a more fuzzy dream. But you can also do that by just backing off on the control net and a few other things. But we can talk about that stuff as we get there. And as I mentioned before, we're using LCM because it has ridiculously fast iteration time. So to use an LCM, all you need to do is pop the LoRa in after the main model is loaded. So load our checkpoint, load whatever LoRa's you want, load the LCM LoRa, and then there's this other node called Model Sampling Discrete. And I've seen it in setups. I don't know exactly what it does, but I've been using it right after the LCM thing. And then that goes into wherever your next model goes, which is probably straight into the K sampler. Mine is coming in after AnimateDiff, I believe. Let me double check that. It goes in before AnimateDiff and then AnimateDiff out to the K sampler. Yeah. So we load our LoRa, load our save tensors, load the context options. And the only other fun thing we're doing here is using IP adapter to try to impose style and stuff on them. So right here I have wood carving and wood and Guy Fieri, and it made this monstrosity. So yeah, I mean, I was getting also really cool results too. It's just a matter of taking your time and setting up the settings and doing all that stuff. After we clean this workflow up tonight and I put it all in groups and make it nice, I'll drop it in my Discord so you can play with it as well. Or you can try and rebuild it while we talk about it. And if you want, we can just rebuild the whole thing together. And we can talk about what everything does in detail as it goes through. But for right now, let's just take 24 frames. So we'll just grab the first 24 frames, and we're grabbing every other frame, which makes it speed up a little bit. And we don't actually need this. Right. So I think the last thing I was going to do is try to run my Muppets LoRa into the LCM and make it into a Muppet and run it. So let's try that. We'll only do the first 24 frames, and that way we'll be able to see, what it's doing before we commit to like a long render. Oh, and the other thing I need to do is cancel this, and we should probably grab, oops, never refresh the Comfy page, not YouTube. We need images, Google Images, Muppet. I need a Muppet. We're just going to try random Muppet. Nice up close. Just one Muppet, please. Fozzie. Oh, that one's even better. Look at my desktop. What a mess. All right. Okay. Sorry, this is awkward. Okay, so we've got Fozzie Bear, and we're actually going to disable the rest of these because we're only just going to use Fozzie. So I'm going to turn the weight down on the rest of them. And again, I will talk about how what this node does and how this works while it runs. Let's just get it running. Okay, run. Okay, that should do all the business. So now you can see it's generating the maps that it needs, all the stuff it needs for ControlNet. Yeah, my desktop is triggering. Very triggering. I get it. DWPose takes the longest because of some Windows problem. It only runs on your CPU, so it takes forever to run. Another thing you could do with these, you don't have to just save the video temporally. You can actually save these. Like I have OpenPose, Candy, and Lineart, so it's gonna save them, so I could go in and use them in the next animation without having to generate them again. Especially if you do a long run, if you do like over 100 frames or whatever, the DWPose estimation takes forever. So you don't want to lose that data. You want to save it. So let it save in the video combine node and keep it somewhere. Then you can just literally load it and drag it into here, the image into the control net instead of generating it on the next run if you're just going to do multiple runs. All right, there's our OpenPose, there's our normal, and there's our line art. They look pretty cool like this, actually. Okay. Korea. Yep, you can use whatever checkpoint you want. It just has to be SD15 or SDXL. And you have to use the corresponding LoRa. That's all. Well, that was fast. Nailed it. Not sure why his tongue's hanging out, but... So if we run that again, because this stuff's already been created, it runs really, 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 really fast. We're doing 6 steps, 24 frames in 22 seconds. It's damn near a frame a second, maybe a little faster. So let's check our, So let's get OpenPose up to 100% strength. Let's get the normal is at 45%. That's fine. The line art's at 45%. So let's increase the line art a bit and see if we can get more of the face into the SGM uniform. You know, I don't know. This is just what it was on. This is just what the settings that CoffeeVectors had on. So yeah, you try the other ones. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why, maybe not. Sometimes I just change stuff and then forget to unchange it. So it could be that too. Super blurry. Let's try turning the CFG down to 2. The main reason I run the CFG at 3 is because when I run it, when I run it at 1, it's basically just spits out porn all the time, which is scary when you're streaming on YouTube. So I was trying to give it a little bit of space, but let's try 2 and hopefully it won't spit out porn. And if it does, I'm not trying to make porn. I will remove it. Please don't report me if it happens. It's not intentional. Accidentally makes nose porn. Blubby, blubby, blubby. Nah. Let's live on the edge. Wait, could these be wired in wrong? Let me think about this for a second. Like, I wonder if it's doing these. Negative, 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 negative. No, we're fine. Fozzie Bear. Oh, I got maybe the... This is also using the Muppets LoRa, so we could... I really enjoy the MS Paint LoRa and SDXL. It's really awesome. Trying to think if I have any good SD15 LoRas other than my own. Not really. I remember. I wonder if we can make it my face. Oh, no, there we go. Desktop. Selfies in there. All right, cool. And for this, we're just doing SD15. But we can do SDXL as well. LoRa face. So this should pull from my face LoRa as well. This should be hilarious, ideally. Yeah, 1.5. I've got early access to SD15. Takes 83090s to infer one image. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's pretty wild. I'm like swaying in the breeze. So let's try backing. Where's my, yeah. Let's back this off to 0.7. We'll back this off to 0.8. Give it just a little bit of creative free. No, you get it on 1. 0.8. Keep the LCM LoRa on 1. Keep that the same. Let's do a little less face to give me a little more face. But that's crazy. Doesn't really look like the input footage. So creepy. All right. Okay, so maybe I'll pull this workflow onto another screen and then we'll rebuild it in Comfy, and then we'll talk about how all this works and how it's all connected. And yeah, let's do that. I'm going to pull this over here. All right, let's start with a blank Comfy. And we'll just start with the K sampler because that's the heart of our we got our K sampler and we're gonna plug stuff into it and unplug stuff and all that. So start with our VAE decoder. This is how we take our animation and then turn it into like actual images. And we go from the images to a video combine node, which is in the VHS node suite. We'll set it to so there's for this one that I'm working on an 18 frame per second animation because that's what the original footage was for the Joan of Arc movie. But normally, so if we're just gonna do normal footage, you'd probably want this frame rate here at 12. And then you'd make another one of these, copy and paste. So we got two of them, and we bought this one at 24, make them both MP4. So this is going to save nice 12 and 24 frame per second MP4s of whatever we spit out. So we have that. And then we're going to also spit out from here a film node. And that's going to be our interpolation run. And then we're going to drop another one of these video combines, plug the output from the interpolation into the video combine. Let's set that to 24 frames per second. And what that's going to do is going to take our animation and it's going to interpolate it 2 times and spit it out at 24 frames per second, which means it'll bring it in at 12 frames per second and spit it out in 24. So what that does is it smooths out the footage. It takes every frame and tries to dream in between, not dream, but does its film thing. Interpolates between the frames to give it like a smoother motion. So it slows it down, but it does. So if you render it double time and then slow it down, it's full speed. You can play with it. It's fun. That's the film node, and that's in the frame interpolation nodes. I think it's, yeah, ComfyUI frame interpolation. Oh, let me pull up the chat in case there's questions. Okay, cool. Live chat. I want to make sure I get the live chat. All right, cool. All right, let's get back to the workflow. So that's our K sampler and our output. So let's just group these so we don't go nuts. Control and drag. Select all the nodes you want to select. Right click outside of them and hit add group for selected nodes. And it'll add a group around a bunch of nodes that you made. So you can expand it a bit, set them all up where you want them. And then after you run them, you know, it'll, CRF. This is a, think of it as quality. It's a thing that FFmpeg can do. The lower you go, the higher the quality, but the larger the file size. So 20 is a good, like, 20 is a good middle ground of file size versus quality. But if you want higher quality, more, more higher bit rate, you lower that down. So it's like 15, 10, 5, 1 or 0, I think is pretty much lossless. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's basically, it's like, yeah, it's like quality. Yeah. Okay. So that's our output. And we can right click on it, title output. Our VAE decode is just part of the diffusion process. So we're going to do the same thing here. Select them both. Edit group, title, diffusion. All right. This will keep it less crazy as we go on forward. So, what goes into diffusion? We got our 4 things. We got the model, the positive prompt, the negative prompt, and the latent image. So let's start easy. We'll just drag out from positive and add a clip text encode. This is our positive prompt. Do the same thing here. Clip text encode, boom, negative prompt. For sanity's sake, I like to make positive prompts green. Right click colors, green and red. So we got our positive prompt, negative prompt. You can also rename them. Easy to remember, positive and negative. For this case, we're actually going to VAE encode our latent image. So we're going to pull this out and add a VAE encode. We're not going to do this right now. We're going to just save that right here. And we'll come back to that. But that's going out of there into the latent image. So we're actually going to get our, our file size and all that stuff from the video to video stuff that we're doing. We'll get there. model. So now we want to feed it a model. So we'll do this in backwards order. No, we'll do it in forwards order. So let's start with a load checkpoint simple. We can load whatever checkpoint we want. So let's load a simple one. Let's do Dream Shaper. I'm just going over my stuff here. And then we need to add some LoRa's. So let's drag out from model and a LoRa loader. The most important LoRa that we're going to do is the LCM one. And we want the SD15 LCM. Download links, I'll put them in the thing, but they're you can just Google them. You want the latent consistency models, SD15 and SDXL. You need both of them if you want to do SDXL. You know what I mean? Yeah, you need the one for the other one. But yeah, that and then the model. We're looking for this. Think of model sampling discrete. I think it comes with ComfyUI now. It's not even a custom node or anything. So add that and add LCM in there. So this is the whole setup for an LCM. Just load a checkpoint, load a LoRa, an LCM LoRa, and then run it through the model sampling discrete. If we plug this into our K sampler, in fact, we can test this here. Reroute. Come on, brain. We want a preview image. All right, perfect. So we can just generate one image to see if this works. So we'll set it to LCM. We'll try that SGM uniform, set the CFG to 2 and the steps to 6. We can set it as low as 2 or 3 and it'll still work. I think 4 is sort of considered the minimum for like decent quality. But, you know, even at low steps, it does really fun stuff. So that's our decoder going into the preview, and we need to encode. The easiest way to do that is to, instead of using this VAE encoder, is to use an empty latent image, which is going to give us our width and height and batch size. So we're doing SD 1.5, so we'll do 512 by 512. That's plugged in, that's plugged in, that's plugged in. We're going to add NSFW and new to the negative prompt. And we're going to say beautiful tree growing in a majestic forest deep in the verdant green valley, lush. Okay, I think it's literally all you need. It's just, oh, right, of course. Clip goes in here, clip comes out, goes into these, obviously, and the VAE goes in. That's the thing, Comfy will tell you when you screwed up, and it'll usually tell you what you screwed up. The LCM LoRa does not only speed it up, it's, well, no, it does more than speed it up because it's like slightly different results. You get different results at higher steps with not the LCM model, but as you can see, it is LOL fast. That's 6 steps versus, 28 Euler. The LCM model's making the Euler outputs look really weird. LCM, 4 steps, 3 steps. It starts to fall apart here. You can see it. 2 steps. Can you believe we're converging on that in 2 steps, though? I mean, it's wild. But I like the glitch of the 1-step LCM LoRa. I think there's a whole world to discover here. So let's move it back up to 6. We should get some nice results now. Yeah, look at that. What is that? It's less than a second. It doesn't even, yeah, it's less than a second. I'll try a batch of 4. Batch of 8. Oh, that's so fast. So as you can imagine, that kind of speed up is insanely useful when you start getting to AnimateDiff and stuff. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of the empty latent image. We'll pull you back in. All right, we'll go back to building our crazy workflow. And so we've loaded our stuff in, and now we can do other fun stuff. So we have our clip. We have, we're going to add control net guidance, but first we're going to add all the other crap to get the IP adapter stuff working. So we're just going to do a single image for the IP adapters. The other setup's a little confusing for the first time, but this is a basic IP adapter setup. We need to apply the IP adapter. We need to load the IP adapter model. We need to load the clip vision, and we need to load the image. So the model comes from, I'm going to guess it goes in before the LoRa. That feels right, but we'll know in a minute if I'm wrong. So technically, it's this, then this, then this. Yeah, maybe I'll keep it all in a line so it makes sense. Yeah. let's have another look at this. So we're loading our checkpoint and our IP adapter models. We're going to load our image, and then we're going to feed that into the IP adapter. Then we're going to send that to the LCM LoRa, run our prompt through it, and then diffuse on it. And then I believe AnimateDiff comes after the LoRa. Let me see what I'm doing on my other one. AnimateDiff after the LoRa. Yeah. Okay. So let's add our AnimateDiff stuff. We want the AnimateDiff loader with context, and we'll want to load. I'm going to use temporal diff because I like that one with ST15. Drag out context options and open this AnimateDiff uniform context options node. So that's all the stuff you need to make AnimateDiff work. Just those two nodes. Model comes out of the LoRa into here, out of here into the K-sampler. Boom, boom. Motion LoRa stuff you can do with the original model, but none of these fine-tuned. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. AnimateDiff. Okay, so we have a context window 16, stride of 1, overlap of 4. That's pretty much our normal settings. Leave that alone. They added this new motion scale thing. I haven't really played with it much, but it's pretty cool to have that. All right, let's load one of those images of my dumb face. If I can find it. It's in here somewhere. Desktop. Where are we? There we are. All right. This dingus. So yeah, the image goes into image. Obviously, on the IP adapter, clip vision goes into clip vision. IP adapter model goes into IP adapter, and the checkpoint. Things just go where they go. It's all color coded. Model sampling, load LoRa, AnimateDiff. We're good to go there. Got our VA encoder, so this will not work yet. But I do need to add a load video. Let's do that, and we'll add a video. See if we can make it 2 me's. So we can use this video loader to determine how long our animation is if we use it correctly. So you can tell it how many frames to skip and how many frames you want to load. And by doing that, you can kind of just plugin. Sorry, what is the name of the plugin used for the clean no lines? Oh, it's not a plugin. It's you go to your settings and link render mode. You just change it to straight as opposed to spline. Spline are the curly bendy noodles. Straight will make it cut around and stuff, so you can. Okay, so frame loading. So we're gonna load 24 frames at 24 frames per second into the VAE encoder, and we're gonna pull the VAE out of the checkpoint and push it into the VAE encoder. And then instead of this, we're gonna go a 40-year-old man driving in Miami Beach, sunset, and ouch. And let's add. I don't know if you need to add the trigger when you're using the. Oh, we're not using the Purz face LoRa. Okay, then let's just leave that alone. And instead of Dream Shaper, let's do Realistic Vision and just see if it can get my stupid face in there. We want SD15 for clip vision and plus, I think, for face stuff. Realistic Vision, apply IP adapter. Yep, LCM out. So this should do 24 frames. Wait, what's this input video? I should force size this at X by 512, right? Yeah. Boop. All right. I actually have no idea what's going to happen here because I've never done this without ControlNet. This should be interesting. I wonder if it's going to be mad flickery. Okay. So it pretty much ignored the input footage, I think. But if we add ControlNet, I think it might not. Let's color and yeah, one sec. So let's turn the IP adapter stuff into a group. Edit group title, IP adapters. You know, I think this stuff I'm going to put it together like that. Yeah. And then we'll add group and we'll call this checkpoint LoRa's. Yeah. Yeah. And then we got AnimateDiff title group title AnimateDiff. We'll save this for now because this is not quite where we're going to land. See, it's not so scary. I'm going to change these to the colors that make me less crazy. I make my loaders brown. I make my things with settings like that green. IP adapter, this one's actually more of a model thing, so we'll make it purple. This is a loader, so you'll be brown. Models, colors of brown. Images, things I like to make blue. Diff, animate diff, along with control net, and anything that has to do with the clip, I like to make yellow. And this isn't the clip, maybe technically be purple, whatever. K-sampler will be purple because it's diffusion. You will be red because you're VAE. And pretty much all this stuff is blue. So now at a glance, you can sort of, and you'll be blue too. VAE encoder, I'd be red. Yeah, I know brown and red are really close, but whatever. This tends to help my brain be able to process what I'm looking at a glance. Okay. So now we've got something weird happening. It is using the input frames. I'm not really sure what for, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild the other part of the workflow that does all the control netting to guide it where we want it to go. Because right now it's just nonsense, really. I mean, it is doing my face without any extra help, which is wild. I mean, not really me, but close, pretty close. All right, let's let me look at the other one while I do this. Okay, we got our load video. Let's add a upscale image. Not CR, just upscale. Maybe it's image upscale. What is this node called? Okay, whatever. Upscale image, I guess. That will go in here. Image will go into the VAE encoder. Nearest exact center is perfect, and we're going to add primitive nodes to control the width and height. That'll keep our brains from being too crazy. Yeah. Okay. Height into you. All right. So now that's going into our VAE. Now we can control the width and height of our animation right here. So what we need to do is add some control net to the clip. So we have our clip. We're going to add load control net model. They're always backwards. Control net load. Do I need advanced ones? Yes. Control net loader advanced. Yes. The first one we're going to do is Lineart. All right. And then we're going to add a Lineart preprocessor. Realistic Lineart. And apply advanced control net. Yes. All right. Control net goes in here. The images come from the upscaler into there. Lineart U 5 to start. And we're also going to have a video combine. And we're going to combine that at 12 frames per second. I'll call you Lineart. It will be a MP4. Yeah. Okay, so that right there is one control net stack. So let's go blue. No, yeah, blue. You'll be yellow, yellow, and yellow. So we actually need multiple stacks, right? If you remember, we had realistic line art, we had normal maps, and we had OpenPose estimation. So at the very least, we'll rebuild that workflow because, you know, we have this now. We can just copy and paste it. So let's move these up. You hold shift when you have multiple nodes selected. If you hold shift, you can move them all at once, which is super helpful. What we're going to do then is grab these, copy, paste. So we got 3 stacks, but we don't want realistic line art for all of them. So delete. We're going to add normal, BAE normal map. And you know what? I'm going to add a redirect here, reroute, and we can plug these. So reroute nodes basically just let you reroute stuff to a different place. So it's easier on your brain to pull it from here and there. We got our realistic, we got our normal map that goes into here, and it also goes into here. And we also want to do a DW OpenPose preprocessor. All right, that stuff's all fine. And then same deal here. We're going to pull from the reroute. and that's going to go in here, and it's also going to go in here, and this control net will go in here. This control net goes in here. This control net goes in here. This image goes in here, and this image goes in here. You go in there, and you go in there and there. Perfect. All right. Our control nets are set up. Now we need to pass the clip through them. So we go from our positive and negative clip, and we just go right through. So we take our positive here, grab y'all down. Oh, come on down. All right, cool. Positive prompt goes here. Positive, positive, negative, negative, negative. I screwed up. Positive, negative. There we go. Positive, negative. Okay, cool. So that is our control net setup. It's not that scary. Let's group ya. Title, control net. All right, cool. And we'll go to normal map, normal bay, and OpenPose. So those are the SD15 stuff. If you want, or 1.5. If you want to use SDXL, you need to use the SDXL versions and set all that stuff up and make sure it's all hunky donkey. But otherwise, you're good to go. I think that's fine. Let me make sure there's nothing else connected. Yes, 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 yes. Cool. So that is the whole stack for ControlNet. It's actually going to probably get a little taller because get a little taller on their own. Okay. Yes. Almost fits. The groups get a little grabby sometimes. Okay. That's kicking. That's kicking. That's kicking. Sure. Let's put you down here. Okay. That's good. I know this got really dense really fast, but I think that's everything. Yeah. So let's try that. Let's see what we broke. What's not connected? Oh, did I really set it all up right the first time? No way. So there's our line art. There's our normal maps. And should be doing the DW OpenPose right now. So we'll get our poses. And hopefully it'll make them this guy. Oh, we shall see. Yeah, the control net really makes it look crazier than it is. I think there's a multi-control net node too. So you could probably dummy this down quite a bit. Did I screw something up? Let's try setting all these to 100% strength. Strange. I must have broke something. Let me work through this. Anime. Let's try something simple. 2 uniform. I feel like the control net's not control netting. It should be really sticking to the composition. I don't know why it's not. Super strange. The image comes out of there into there. Yeah, that's really weird. Not sure why it's suddenly not working. Let me try the other info footage I was using. Where are you, Joan? It's like it's ignoring the control net. Why do I have clip coming from 2 places? Oh no, it's the conditioning. See ya. Do you need to pull the frame count from the video? No. You just set how many the frame load cap. That's weird that it's still drawing 2 people side by side. What if I load up my other one? Is it still doing the same thing? I'm curious. Oh, like this one worked. Goes in AnimateDiff. Yeah, it's all the same. Maybe it's too much IP adapter? It's possible the IP adapter was just going crazy. Yeah. Wow. Better? 0.1? Oh, I did put anime rock stars. Maybe that's messing with it. 40-year-old man, glasses, standing. Alley. Yeah, it is like completely ignoring the. Why is it ignoring it? The clip goes out of the LoRa. Oh, maybe it's this clip. No, it should be fine. What's this clip doing here? Yeah, clip model. Could it be that? Who's that guy? Okay. I'm still not giving a crap about this, but this stuff's all happening in a happening way. So probably leave that alone. And this clip is going to here and here. This conditioning is going out to here. Yeah. Negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. That stuff's all good. Yeah. Yeah. Goes at 1. Let's see if I get. Like, I feel like it's not even doing what it was doing last night, which is crazy. Like, I don't even think I updated ComfyUI. Okay, that's a little better. Still feels weird though. Is the clip from text encoders? Nah, that's how it works here. Positive goes with negative, negative. Why does this work so much better? Same setup. Maybe it's something about the 4 applying the encoded space instead of the other IP adapter setup. It's possible. Oh, did I not prepare for clip vision? Okay. Oh, we're only using the one anyway. All right, well, let's try this. I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be right back. Yeah, something is very strange. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I might just be cleaning this workflow up and releasing this on the Discord because it still works. I don't know what's going on with my other one. I cannot figure out where I wired it up wrong. Yeah. It's set up exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm still using a picture of myself. That one is in. If you search in ComfyUI Manager for frame interpolation. Crazy. Okay, we're gonna try Mr. Bean with this is the only one getting the weight. Oh, the rest of them aren't even connected anyway. No, it's called frame interpolation. ComfyUI frame interpolation. It's this one. Okay. Why do I feel like something has changed? Because it looked so much better last night. Let me pull in one of the workflows from the image last night and see it. I feel like something's broken. Something's broken. Something feels wrong. Where are you, Monsieur Bean? There you are. What did I break? What step are you stuck on? Normal map. Oh, I guess I could have maybe canceled DW OpenPose if it's at 0. Won't take long to do 24 frames. No worries. Do, 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 do. Don't need you anymore. Need you anymore. I think there's a bunch of cool nodes in MTB nodes. I just don't remember what they do off the top of my head. Pretty sure I have them installed too. I recently cleaned out my ComfyUI custom nodes folder. I've been slowly rebuilding it. Probably not a bad idea to do that occasionally. Oh, could it be because I'm using the wrong K sampler? Oh, no way. Feeling pretty stupid. Okay, let's move you two down. No way. Yeah, it seems like it's a little more broken than it was last night. Maybe not. I am pretty sure it was the K sampler. It's not as good as it was last night, that's for sure. Okay, something is just thoroughly busted. Is ControlNet broken? Yeah, this is not doing like at all what it did last night. I guess we could try updating everything, but what's going on, Comfy? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't have music on or anything, so you can like pop some tunes on in the background. I'm just trying to fix my Comfy UI thing right now. It's not control netting. Yeah. Okay, let's restart it and see what happens. Control net's plugged in. Let me try one of the old. Like, look how clean and put together these are from last night. It's like it's not even seeing the control net stuff now. What's that about? Let's see if it's complaining about anything. So too many windows open. Thank you. I hope they fix it so it uses the GPU soon. It's so slow on CPU. These are the kind of outputs I was going to try and show off tonight, but it's just clearly broken somewhere. I don't remember updating anything last night though, so I don't know why it wouldn't just spit out the same type of result. So I've just reloaded the workflow from one of the outputs in the hopes that I broke something. Hopefully this isn't frame by frame. This is taking a while. There we go. All that for this. $30 to find out if my thing is just totally broken or not. Why would it be so messed up and not paying attention? So weird. Well, that just sucks. It's like it's completely ignoring the control net. Yeah, it just broke. Like it was fine yesterday and today it's broken. I'm wondering if something changed. I'm just making sure my flow makes sense here. I think it's good. Why did they go to multiple places? Where's this clip? Clip, clip Laura into here. Straight out to here, here, here. K sampler. No more clip nonsense anywhere. Oh, what the fuck? That stuff's fine. Yeah, I think this is just a straight up. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I had it going great last night. I don't know why it's suddenly being so obstinate. Yeah, no, it's the exact same workflow as last night. It's just functioning differently. Can't figure out why. I updated ComfyUI to try to fix it, but maybe it made it worse. Kind of a big bummer, honestly. It was so consistent and clean and tight last night. It's just ignoring control net. Look at that. That's with all control nets at 100%. It's not doing anything. Why? All right. I just rewired it to go straight out of the checkpoint into the LoRa. But I'm pretty sure yesterday I had it going in after IP adapters. Let's try it. Wonder why it stopped working. We can find out after this run. Okay. Let's try Euler 620. Is control net just not working? I don't think control net's working at all. Well, sometimes these streams don't go the way we want them to. I wonder if this is something I did or if control net itself is if I broke one of the control net nodes or What the actual hell is going on here? Okay, so control networks. Okay. What is going on with control net? WTF, mate? Yeah, no, we tried loading. Yeah, I tried loading old ones. No luck. No. Already fixed that error. Hopefully it was the wrong control net loader, but I don't know how. There we go. Okay. So let's loop in LCM. Okay. I mean, it's definitely working. Wonder if it's IP adapters. Alright, so now we just need to add IP adapters. Oh, jeez. Hello. Not getting much Mr. Bean out of that. Mr. Bean. What's the problem? Broken pipe. Never got a broken pipe on just showing me the images before. Can I get a preview? Oh, and we're back. Okay. So I wonder what I screwed up before. Okay, so now. Okay, this is a very, very basic version of the same setup. Let's run that again, see if we can see them. That's fine. So let's try rebuilding the same workflow we had before. So let's try this. We'll go these. Lineart, normal. Just gonna do simple OpenPose for now. OpenPose. Mr. Vampire Bean. All right. I think we've rebuilt the workflow for the third time, and I think it's actually working. No, black and white isn't important because we can pre-process stuff, so it doesn't really matter. I think maybe I had the little wrong control net loaders or something. I don't know why it wasn't working, but now it is. And yeah, so I'll clean this all up. I'll put it in groups. I'll colorize everything and I'll put it on my Discord so you can play with it. Right now the bottleneck is generating the DW OpenPose stuff. Just takes forever. Nope, Discord's open to everybody. All the stuff's free. The Patreon is only just if you want to support me. It's like you get access to a special channel where you can hang out, but all the information and workflows and media stuff's all free on the Discord. It's just in the resources channel. You can grab it all there, no problem. It's link is on purz.xyz. Purz.xyz. Discord link there, YouTube link, Patreon, all that fun stuff. So now we should be able to Fuzzy Bear. Yeah, but you can also pre-process stuff into black and white if you want. Yeah, it doesn't look like Fozzie Bear to me. But we're pretty hard on the line art. I think everything's yeah, I might have to stay into Human Town. Let's try with like super low control netting. I'm curious. Oh, that's cool. We fully disable control net and just let the VAE do its thing. What do we get? Yeah, sometimes it's good to just get into the roots and try and figure out why things are broken. I think I was using the wrong control net loaders, but yeah, at least a little control net. Little control net goes a long way. Looking totally normal there, Fozzie. Yeah, I think we're back in business now. Finally, back in business. So now you can imply whatever vibe you want on whatever input footage you want with whatever control nets you want. Using LCM, it's stupid fast. I mean, dummy fast. And that took so long. I think I'm going to actually tackle the Toy XYZ masking stuff next time. I'm going to put this on my, save this. What do we call this? LCM AnimateDiff control net workflow. This is a lot of stuff. IP adapters, AnimateDiff control. That's actually a good question. Let's run that and ask and find out how much VRAM we're using. I have a feeling it's not a small amount of VRAM. So 13 gigs. So yeah, 12 gigabyte people may have to chill out on the control net a bit. You might have to disable IP adapters. Yeah, might work. Might be okay. I'm not sure, but it is using 13 gigs. I'm also streaming. It's got Discord open, you know, a few other things going on. Yeah. But I think that's a pretty good place to leave it. I'm gonna package this up and put it on the resources channel. So you can go in and grab it and play with it and do whatever you like and rewire it and have fun with it. And then I'll be back on tomorrow, and we will go over Toy XYZ's masking stuff, which is where you can actually mask out a person and then sort of dream on them and leave the background alone, which is really trippy. I like it. It's very cool style. But yeah, we've been at this for what, 3 hours now? Yeah, 3 hours. So yeah, that's good for tonight. This is CoffeeVectors workflow that highly modified. It's similar to what I was doing, but yeah, it's cool. I like how everybody just keeps remixing everybody else's workflows, and you know, we get all this cool stuff. So join my server, join my Patreon if you want to support me. Banadoko server is awesome for workflows. ComfyWorkflows.com. Yeah. Follow me on Twitter. Follow ToyXYZ on Twitter. Follow CoffeeVectors on Twitter. What else? That's about it. Have fun. Hit me up in the Discord if you're having trouble. I can see if I can help. Someone else in Discord might be able to help. Everybody's pretty knowledgeable. If you're not sure where to get these models and stuff, they're the links for them are always like in the GitHub pages for the node pack that you're using. So if you need like LCM LoRa's, just Google LCM LoRa, GitHub, Hugging Face, whatever, you'll find it. Same thing goes with ControlNet. Whenever it complains it doesn't have something, just find the file and find it online and drop it into the right folder. You're good to go. It almost always tells you where at the top of a GitHub page for any node pack, you know, tells you where to put the models and usually has links to them. So yeah, thanks everybody. We'll see you soon. Probably tomorrow. We'll go over the really cool masking stuff where you can just dream someone new